General Michael Flynn is the former head of the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency, and he sat down for an interview with journalist Mehdi Hasan, and oh boy, did he create some controversy. So the reason why this is so important is that this guy is now a top foreign policy advisor to Donald Trump. So let's see what he had to say.
Just to begin, you wouldn't waterboard. You wouldn't be in favour of waterboarding. I'm just trying to get your perspective here.
I wouldn't. I'm never. I'm going to be a bit unpredictable here with you, Mehdi, because I am a believer in leaving as many options on the table right up until the last possible minute. Right up until the last possible minute. Because once you give up an option, once you say a red line and you don't allow, and then you don't follow through on that red line.
The law is a red line. Would you kill the family of a terror suspect? Yes or no?
Waterboarding was legal.
Okay, would you kill the family of a terror suspect? Yes or no?
I would have to see what the circumstances of that situation was.
Are you kidding me?
I would have to see the circumstances of that situation.
What circumstances would justify the killing of a family, a wife and a child?
It would have to be the circumstances that we were facing at the time.
Look, we're in a bad place right now in the U.S., man, because these are things that used to be considered duh. They used to be considered, of course. They used to be considered, it's obvious that the good guys don't do those things. But now, it's been a gradual decline into barbarism. Because it started probably with, Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, Paul Wolfowitz, Bill Kristol, George Bush. And they come out and they go, enhanced interrogation is totally necessary. This so-called enhanced interrogation was taken directly from communist Chinese manuals on how to torture. It is torture under international law. It violates international law, U.S. law, and the Constitution. But they go, it's debatable now, because we decided to call it something else. This is Orwell 101. Take something, call it a different name, and then all of a sudden, hey, it's good now, right? Now it's debatable. So they insisted that it was debatable. And then our media, since they don't call out bullshit and they have a neutrality bias where they give, equal validity to both sides, they go, I don't know, Republicans say enhanced interrogation is fine, Democrats say it's not, therefore I guess it's debatable. So that was the first move, the first slide into barbarism. And then, of course, we get all the different stories about how, we're not really being very smart and direct and intelligent here about civilian casualties. Where back in the day, hey, man, it was one thing if you're trying to get a bad guy, you don't even know that there's a civilian there, and you kill the bad guy, and hey, we got a civilian too. That's one thing. Then it's another thing to say, okay, there's a bad guy there, and we know there's a civilian with the bad guy. Should we do it? Okay, fuck it, let's do it. And then it's a totally other thing when we get to the point where we're doing signature strikes, we're doing personality strikes, we're doing double taps with the drones where you blow somebody up, you circle back around, and then you kill the first responders. You kill the people from the hospital who are coming to help. 90% of the people we kill with drones are not the intended targets. That was in the recent drone papers, internal memos in the government where they're talking with each other like, 90% of the time we fail. Former drone operators come out, they talk about the culture for the drone operators where we kill what they call fun-sized terrorists. Hey, should I blow up this child and shoot it in the face? Well, yeah, you gotta cut the grass. That's a fun-sized terrorist. When they grow up, obviously they're gonna be bad. So kill them. Fuck it. Okay, at what point along the line here do you become the terrorist? Do you become the bad guy? Well, now we've gone all the way. And there's not even a pretense of, oops, accident. It was, we didn't mean to, but we killed civilians. Now you have Donald Trump who came out and said on Fox and Friends very clearly, let's kill not ISIS, the families of ISIS. The families. Women, children, grandma, toddlers. Let's kill them. And then nobody said, let's do endless segments on this and talk about how that's crazy and that's un-American and that's against international law and U.S. law and the Constitution and you're a savage and you're immoral and you're unethical and you're the bad guy. Media didn't do that, even though we have a 24/7 media. They focused on him saying naughty words instead. And now we have U.S. generals who are out there like, killing civilians on purpose? Maybe. I guess it depends on the situation. No, it doesn't depend on the situation. If there was ever a red line and one main rule to abide by, just one, you don't kill civilians on purpose because we have a word for that. Terrorism. If anybody else does that, who's not us, we go, oh my God, rogue nation, terror state, crazy, savage, barbaric. But when we do it, maybe. Because in their mind, in his mind, well, we always mean well. We're the good guys by definition. So we could do the most heinous things ever. But since we've already decided and declared and proclaimed that we're the good guys, doesn't really count. Wash your hands of it. Guys, that's how every single brutal empire in human history has rationalized their violence. Our violence is good violence, their violence is bad violence, so if we want to kill civilians and do it on purpose, it ain't terrorism, it's right. Well, it's not right. We're here to call it out, and we're here to say there are some things that are not debatable. And you don't get to fucking massacre civilians and then turn around to the world and say, we care about humanitarianism and altruism and we're the world police and everybody needs us. Well, no, you just proved the opposite because you just said you're not the antithesis of ISIS. In some ways, you want to copy ISIS and target civilians. Here's how you answer that question. Hey, is it okay to massacre women and children? Is it okay to kill civilians on purpose? No. Next question.